Students, today we are going to see about sudden movements and forms of sudden movements. Earthquake and volcanoes are the forms of sudden movements. Let's see what is meant by sudden movement. The definition of sudden movement is the movement in the interior of the earth that are caused by sudden release of energy on a large scale is called sudden internal movement. Sudden internal movements lead to earthquakes, volcanic eruptions. In the beginning of this chapter, we have discussed and studied one news item which was regarding to earthquake. Earth means the ground and quake means trembling. Trembling means moving or shaking. Earthquake is the movement of the earth crust. Because of the movements occurring in the interior of the earth, tremendous tension is created. Tremendous means huge or large. Tension is created in the earth crust. When tension goes beyond limits, when tension is out of limit, the energy is released in the form of waves. And this leads to the trembling, means moving or shaking of the earth's surface, and it is known as the occurrence of earthquake. And earthquake is the formation of sudden movements. Let's see some detailed information about the earthquake. When tension increases due to the movements in the earth crust and goes beyond limit, earthquake occurs. Now we are going to see about the causes of earthquakes. First cause is moving of the plates. What are plates? The parts of varying size or various sizes of the earth crust floating on the upper portion of the mantle are called plates. The crust floats on the mantle, but the crust is not continuous. It is separated into small and large pieces. These pieces float over the mantle and also move independently. These pieces are called plates. And when plates are moving, earthquake occurs. Second cause is colliding of plates. Colliding means attacking with each other. In previous cause we have seen plates are moving, they are not still, they are not at one place, they are moving. While moving, plates are colliding to each other, they are attacking with each other. In this condition, earthquake occurs. Third cause is plates sliding one below the other. When plates are moving and attacking with each other, they slide to one another, or they slide one below the other. Next cause is forming of fractures in rock layers due to tension in the interior of the earth. When tension in the earth crust goes beyond limit and energy released, at that time rock portion is getting fractures and earthquake occurs. Next cause is occurring of volcanic eruptions. What is meant by volcanic eruption? Volcanic eruption is a process in which hot, solid, liquid and gaseous materials are thrown out from the mantle of the earth onto the surface of the earth is called volcanic eruption. And at the time of volcanic eruption, earth crust is shaking, moving, trembling, and earthquake occurs. It means on the given reasons or causes, earthquake occurs in the earth crust. In this way, we have seen causes of earthquakes. Students, let's see figure 2.11, simple seismogram and graph. What is seismogram? Seismogram is a graph which shows movements of the seismic waves. Such kind of graphs are known as seismographs, and their help is knowing the magnitude of the earthquake. Magnitude means intensity of earthquake. With their help, even microseismic waves can be measured. It means it is an instrument. With the help of this instrument, we can measure seismic waves even they are very micro or very small. Now in first point, earthquake, we have seen causes of earthquake. Point number 2, focus and epicenter. Now we will see some information about this point. Because of the movements occurring below the earth's surface, tension is created and it keeps on accumulating. Accumulating means collecting. High energy is released at the place where this tension mounts up. This is the center of the earthquake. It is called focus or hypocenter. Focus and hypocenter, these are geographical terms. What is a focus or hypocenter? The definition is the point below the earth's surface where energy is released during an earthquake is called the focus of the earthquake. The place on the earth's surface where the energy waves reach first is called epicenter of the earthquake. The epicenter is perpendicular to the focus. Perpendicular means straight. Epicenter is straight to the focus. It is the nearest place on the earth's surface from the focus. When the tension is released at the focus, the released energy travels in all directions because energy waves scattered in all directions. This energy comes towards the earth's surface in the form of waves, the seismic waves. These seismic waves can be divided into primary, secondary and surface waves. Students, look at the figure 2.12, types of seismic waves. In this figure you can see here the place of focus, then primary waves, secondary waves, surface waves, epicenter and earth's surface. You can see many points are here. In this figure there are given three types of waves. Primary waves that are called P waves, secondary waves, those are called S waves, and third surface that are called L waves. It means in this figure there are given three types of waves. First there is given primary waves. What are primary waves? The definition of primary waves: the earthquake waves that reach the surface of the earth first, immediately after the energy is released in the interior of the earth, are called primary waves. These waves travel from the focus of the earthquake in radial direction. These waves are also called forward-backward waves. Means primary waves are called forward-backward waves. These waves can travel through all three states. Primary waves can travel through liquid state, through the solid state and through the gaseous state. Means primary waves are traveling all over three states. But as they travel through liquid medium, their direction is changed. It is because of primary waves that are building on the earth's surface move back and forth. The waves move to and fro. To and fro means backward and forward in the direction of energy transfer. It means primary waves reach first to the surface. 2. Primary waves can travel through the solid, liquid and gaseous states, mediums. While traveling through liquid medium, primary waves change their directions and the waves move to and fro. Waves are moving forward and backward when they are transferred or when they are released. Now we are going to see about the secondary seismic waves. Those are known as S waves. The waves which reach the earth's surface after the primary waves are called secondary waves. It means secondary waves are reaching after primary waves to the earth crust. Earth surface. Second point is secondary waves can travel only through solid medium. We have seen primary waves can travel through three mediums: solid, liquid and gaseous. But secondary waves can travel only through solid medium. Secondary waves get absorbed as they enter the liquid medium, so they cannot travel through the liquid medium. Secondary waves move up and down the direction of the energy transfer. We have seen primary waves move to and fro, forward and backward direction. But here secondary waves can travel up and down in the direction of energy transfer. Secondary waves are more destructive than P waves. It means P waves are not as destructive as S waves. S waves are more destructive and harmful. These waves also scattered in all directions from focus of the earthquake. In this way, we have seen secondary means S waves. Now we are going to see third one, surface or L waves. What are surface waves? Primary and secondary waves affect the surface on reaching it. As a result, a new set of waves gets generated at the surface. These waves are called surface waves. It means surface waves are reaching after P and S waves to the Earth's surface. Surface waves travel in the direction of the circumference of the Earth along the crust. Surface waves are highly destructive. They are highly harmful, highly destructive than the secondary waves. Now here is given point seismogram. We have already seen some information about seismogram, so you have to read it. This way we have seen some information about types of waves. Students, on page number 15, figure 2.13, there is given one activity. Actually it is an experiment of the weight. You have to do this activity at your home. First, hang a heavy bag or pouch on the hook of a spring balance as shown in figure 2.13a. Then pull the bag down and release it. Observe the spring and note the movement of spring. And you have to write down observances in your notebook. Here is given one another activity. Look at the figure 2.14, experiment of the rope. As shown in figure 2.14, you have to stand holding the end of the rope and ask to another, give a jerk to the rope by pulling it up and down with the hand. Observe what happens and note the movement of rope. Do this experiment with your friend and write observances. Student, now let's see next experiment, figure 2.15, experiment of rangoli. Spread rangoli on a large plate. Flick on the lower side of the plate slightly with your fingers. Observe what happens and note the observances in your notebook. You have to do these all activities at your home. Now we are going to see effects of earthquake. The first effect of earthquake is occurrence of cracks or development of fractures on the ground. When due to the internal movement of the earth, tension increases in the earth crust, and when such kind of tension goes beyond limit, energy waves are generated. As the energy waves are generated, rock portion is getting cracks. In this way, fractures are developed on the ground due to the earthquake. Second effect causes landslides which leads to sliding of rocks. It means when rock portion or surface is getting cracks due to the high energy, the layers of the rocks are getting weak and they are sliding. So slidings or landslides are occurred due to the effect of earthquake. Next effect, sometimes the groundwater changes its course. For example, well may get water or may get dry. Due to the energy waves, such kind of changes are taken place, such as some wells are getting water and some fully water wells are getting dry up. Next effect, when tsunamis are generated in oceans, these waves can cause great loss of life, property in the coastal areas. As we know that when earthquake is occurred in the oceans or seas, tsunamis are generated and tsunamis lead the great loss of human life and property in the coastal area. Next effect, in snow covered areas, avalanches may occur. What is meant by avalanches? A very large amount of snow that slides quickly down and side of a mountain that are called avalanches. Due to the earthquake, landslides are quickly moving down to the side of mountain and it cause danger for the humans or property. Says buildings collapse and loss of life and property occurs. As you know that when earthquake occurs, there is a loss of life and property. Next cause, transportation routes get disrupted. Disrupted means getting disturbed. Due to the earthquake, transportation routes are getting disturbed due to the landslides, due to the ice slides. So there is a greater interruption, obstruction in the transportation route due to the earthquake. Last one is communication system. In this, we have seen transportation is also getting disturbed. Along with this, communication system, telephones, mobiles, such kind of services also getting collapsed at the time of earthquake, and these all are the effects of earthquake on the human life. In this way we have seen effects of earthquake.